What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys this play inside of a slot offset that bombs literally every single coverage in Madden 22. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So before I do get into the video, I just want to say for you guys that actually comment and let me know how you like the schemes, dropping a like on the video, and just you guys who check out my channel in general, man, I truly appreciate you. Y'all have no idea how much I appreciate you and got a lot of love for y'all, man. So hopefully you do enjoy this video because honestly, this is really a banger. So another thing I do want to say, when using this offense, you want to use this offense as like a run, pass, run, pass. You hear me saying run a lot because you actually want to establish the run with this offense. Now, why do I say that? So you see we have inside zone, we have power O, PA bubble, which is really good, read option, which is of course going to be really good, and buck sweep, which is really good. You have a lot of good run plays in here, so you really want to establish the run when you use this offense. Also, as far as personnel goes, you want to have whoever your best receiver is / fastest, you want to put them there. Now, if you have a team that doesn't really have good receivers, then just kind of put your fastest receiver there. But in essence, you want to use somebody like, Diggs. You want to use somebody like Tyreek Hill. You want to use somebody like, I would even probably put Devontae Adams since he has good route running. So if you're using the Packers, so just something like that. And then right here, you just want another fast receiver. But this guy right here is really important because he's going to be able to be the one that's going to beat, his man. So he has to be able to win on those routes. So let me go ahead and get into the play. So of course, the play that we're talking about is PA post shot. Now, I highly recommend you watch this video throughout because I'm going to be showing you a lot of defenses because some defenses need different setups, and I will get into that whenever we get there. So I'm going to be out of the big nickel. Now, why am I out of big nickel? I know people don't really run big nickel a lot, but it's just because of the coverages that I can actually put inside of this video. So we'll be talking about cover 2. We'll talk about cover 3. We'll be talking about man coverage. We'll be talking about some match coverage. So we'll talk about cover 4 quarters and cover 6, since those are the most common match coverages that you'll face. So let's go in and dive right into this. Let's go and talk about cover 3 real quick. So this is what the play looks like pre-stop, or pre-setup. Now, for anything that's not match coverage, so you listening, anything that's not match, this is the setup I want you to use. You want to take circle, put him on a streak. You want to take triangle, and I like to put him on a flat route just like this. Now you can leave him on his stock block and release flat. So let me put that back on there. So you can leave it on this route if you want. I mean, it's up to you. It doesn't really hurt the play. So if you want to, you can just come out, put a circle on a streak and snap the ball. Now, I recommend you keep the play action. Now, Rel, why do you recommend that? So if they're not playing match coverage, I recommend keeping the play action because, like I said, we want this to be a run, pass style offense, right? So what you're banking on the fact that the user doing is trying to fly down and gap shoot. That's pretty much what you're banking on the fact of with the play action. And by the time they kind of recover, we'll have 2 dots pretty much wide open. We'll have either X or we'll have triangle. Now, the reason I like putting triangle on the flat regardless, a lot of times is because we're already blocking 7. We're already blocking 6 with the running back, and a lot of times they're not really going to be blitzing 7. But if I see they're blitzing 7, then I'll go back to the release flat. But I like this just because it gives me a now read to make. So anyways, let me go ahead and get into this. So snap the ball. Now, like I said, I like keeping the play action just because you don't want the user to go run back there and play it. And what you're going to notice is if you wait for square to pass up that safety, you will be able to bomb cover 3 for a 1-play touchdown. Now, instead of just showing you guys replay, because I have a lot to show you guys, I'm just going to kind of run it again. I'll try to run everything twice for you guys so you can know that it's not fluke. So again, take circle, put them on a streak, take triangle. I like to put them on a flat. Now, if you want to reblock your running back, you're more than welcome to, but I actually like keeping the play action because you want that user to kind of bite down so we can actually open up square for the potential 1-play touchdown. You can tell all you have to do is just be faster than that guy, and you will pretty much get a 1-play touchdown. Now, you might be thinking, well, what if they just deep half, right? That has to take it away, right? So let me show you. Let's just see for ourselves, right? Will a deep half take it away? So circle on the streak, triangle on the flat route. Now you can run it just like this. Let me go ahead and just show you guys that this play is just really crazy. So you see how he gets glitched into the middle and he will never be able to get there. So now you're just on a speed race with the free safety. And at that point, it's just, can your quarterback get the ball out there? So that is literally the only reason why I'm using Josh Allen, is just so I can show you guys, well, just so I can get the ball out there. Because a lot of times in this year's Madden, you'll get like pressure inaccurate or whatever, or not pressure, you'll get that too, but you'll get out of range is what I was thinking of. So make sure you have a quarterback that can get the ball out there. So you see me deep half him again. Now, if you want to, if you have time, you can drift in the pocket. It's going to make that throw a little easier. You can tell now we got him wide open. So at first, I was passing inside the pocket to kind of simulate, not being able to move outside the pocket. But if you're able to drift out the pocket, then go ahead and do that. Now, quickly, one thing I want to talk about before I get into cover 2 is how to buy time in the pocket. So let me reset the play because I did block my people. So To buy time in the pocket, there's a couple things you can do. Now, all Madden sheds are crazy, so I just want to prove that real quick. So you see I got, don't know who this guy is, don't know who that is. I don't know none of these guys, but kind of watch how much time I got in the pocket. But with the play action, it will help. But what you want to do to buy time, step up in the pocket. You can step this way. You see how that time I got carried into an animation. But that's pretty much how you want to work the pocket in a real game. So I kind of wanted to just go over that really quick. Because you will need to buy time. That's the only thing that will actually hold you back from not scoring or getting a big play is just not having time in the pocket. So next coverage I want to talk about is cover 2. Now with cover 2, this is real important. All right, so I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So what's gonna happen is this mid read right here, he's actually going to match onto that post route with this setup that I'm about to give you. So remember the same setup that we use right here. What's gonna happen is I want you to watch that mid read, which is black right here. So watch how he kind of does. So we're going to keep the play action, but kind of keep your eye on him. So watch what he does. So you see how he's going to come and match onto him. We don't want that. Now, yes, we were able to throw it past him. That's just because Stephon Diggs, I guess, is a little bit better route runner. I'm not sure, but in the game, they might be able to click and pick that. So I don't like that. That's too close of a read to make. I don't like nobody being around him. I like having my free one-play touchdowns without having to worry. So you might be like, all right, bro, what do I need to do about it? So simple, actually. So what you need to do, instead of putting X on this route right here, what you do is take X, put them on the in route, and you smart route his in route just like this. Now, you need to make sure you're doing this on like 1st and 10, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13s or something. Don't try and do this concept on like a 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, because, they still don't have it in Madden to where you can choose where you want to smart route your routes, which is kind of aggravating, but it is what it is. But you want to make sure this route is ran deep enough to pull that mid read back. So anyways, now pay attention to that mid read. So you see him right here, black. If I can get to him, pay attention how he plays. Now let's go and snap the ball so I can show you guys. So kind of watch him. So watch, he's going to kind of pull back. Oh, that's my fault. That's my fault. But you can tell you still have circle right there, but I forgot to put circle on the streak. Do not forget that setup or the play is not going to work. So let's go ahead and reset it. So let's go ahead and press. Now I'm spying these two just so I can have time, because I don't want to run this 1,000 times in a row. So take circle, put them on a streak. You want to take X, put them on an in route. Smart route is in route, and then I like to take triangle, put them on a flat route, of course, but you can leave them on the delay, but I already talked about that. So anyways, snap the ball. So kind of watch that mid read, right? So what's going to happen is he's how he kind of gets glitched out. Now that time he actually was able to play it, but most of the time what's going to happen is he's actually going to get glitched out and he's going to stand still. Now I believe he only is doing that right now because of zone drops, but if I was to take zone drops off, then you would see exactly what I'm talking about. I believe somebody got bumped here. That's normally the only time that happens. So you see how he got kind of bumped. Normally that kind of makes him glitch out. It's kind of weird, I know, but it's just the best way to get it wide open for the one-play touchdown. What you're probably going to notice now is when I run it again, it's probably going to be wide open and the mid-read's not going to match it. So it's more so just Madden-based animation sometimes on who they decide to play and how they decide to play it if they have zone drops off. But you can tell you kind of get glitched out, and it just gives you a step on him. So right there, it's not really getting open. So maybe, let me see. One more thing I want to try before we actually move on, because I know for a fact it does. It does bomb cover 2 for one-play touchdown. I'm just trying to figure out what we can do. So you could probably try putting triangle on the in route. Smart route is in route. No, you're going to need to put him on the out route. Because if we put him on the in route, what's going to happen is this safety over here, he's actually not going to get glitched out if we put him on the in route, because it's ran at his area of the field, if you can kind of tell. So I believe, I'm not sure, because normally this does glitch it out. From what I've done on my research on this, it actually does glitch it out. You just got to kind of trust me on it. I'm not sure why he's not getting, he's getting glitched out, but he's actually coming back to play that. So maybe that's the only way to stop it, is a mid read. Yeah, maybe a mid read is what kind of stops this play. Let me know what you guys think, because I don't want to spend all day on this. But if they're playing cover 2, there's actually a lot you can do out of this if they want to just sit in cover 2 all day. But I'll get into that if I decide to do a part 2. And then also you can still run the ball easily on cover 2 as well, because your safeties, you can tell they are not in the run fit. And to do this, all you do is press L2. You hold L2 and you hold square or you hold circle. It shows you the run fits, so you can tell in cover 2 they are not in the run fit. So you can literally just run the ball all day. But that's not the point of this. So you can put him, so let's say they play a style of defense like this, then we actually really have a one-play touchdown, if you want me to be honest with you, which is how most people do run their cover 2. So let me go ahead and show you this right here. Yeah, okay, I had to make sure I was wanting to run it right. So let me go ahead and show you that if they run this setup, then it's just pretty much a one-play touchdown, because there's nothing to match that. And you could tell we'll just have him wide open for pretty much a one-play touchdown, which is pretty crazy that you could beat. Now, please go in practice mode, kind of play around with that mid-read, because it actually is kind of frustrating, because when I was doing this before I before I made this video, when I was actually, you know, pre-labbing, I was actually getting the mid-read to get glitched out, which is why I don't understand why he's not getting glitched out now that the camera's on and everything's rolling. I could just be doing the wrong setup, but make sure you play around with this in practice mode, because I don't remember exactly what I did. Maybe I could take him and put him on a curl. Maybe, let's just see. But I don't think that's gonna work. But anyways, if it doesn't, we're just gonna go ahead and move on. Yeah, so you can see he doesn't get glitched out. Okay. You know what? I know what we can do. So if they want to play standard cover 2, which should be able to work, and also this is how I lab, y'all, too. So this is why I don't really edit nothing out, because I want to show you guys how I lab. So in cover 2, what we can do actually is just do something simple right here. We can do this kind of route where we do this, and what should happen now is that safety should get widened out in cover 2, and we should be able to have a one-play touchdown right up the middle of the field. Let me see right here. Yep. I think I threw it too early. I'm gonna do one more thing actually. So one thing that does work for sure, it just requires a motion. So if it's stock cover 2, which I'll go ahead and give you. So if it's stock cover 2, what you can do, it's actually a pretty quick play if you want. So you can actually put him on something like that. Actually, no, let's go ahead and block him. No, actually in this case, I'll put him on, so this will basically hold the user in the middle. Let's go ahead and motion him across. So this is just the standard way to beat cover 2. I just don't like it because you have to do a motion. But what's going to happen is it's basically just going to part like the Red Sea, as you can tell. And the reason why that happens is just because we widen both of the safeties out. And then that mid-read has to play that little long in route. So if they're playing a standard cover 2, you can run that setup right there, which I'm not going to go into in detail anymore. But essentially all I did was just take triangle. I like to put them on a baby out route. So what that's going to do is kind of pull down any zones. As you can tell, you just make this read right here. Now if they're not zone dropping, then you'll hit this route right here. And if they are zone dropping, you still would be able to hit this route. Because nobody's really going to zone drop at like a 5-yard with their flats. Normally they'll, in cover 2 at least, normally they'll put it at like, you know, 15, 20 or something like that. But you guys throw on the sideline. That's one thing that you can make. But the reason I like putting this running back right here is just to keep the user honest, to keep them in the middle. And what's going to happen is a lot of times the user will actually follow this route right here. And if they're not paying attention, they can get one-play touchdown. But if the worst case scenario, you can always just playmaker this guy. So it's just another setup where safeties widen out. For some reason, safeties don't like match basically on this, which they're really supposed to in real life. But that's why the seam right here is just wide open. So if they're playing a stock cover 2, just run that setup, please. I just kind of had to break it down and kind of do a live lab because it kind of actually made me mad that I was showcasing this to beat every coverage, but the mid-read was, you know, kind of getting in the way. But there's always ways that you can manipulate defenses, you know. Just got to get a little creative. But spent way too much time on that. I do apologize, but let's go ahead and keep it moving on now. So let's actually talk about man coverage. Now, man coverage is going to be the same setup as you use versus non-zone drop. Not non-zone drop, excuse me, non-match. So cover 3, cover 4, drop, man coverage all require the same setup. So for that one, you would just take circle, put them on a streak, take triangle, put them on a flat route, or leave them stock if you want. And then that's all you got to do. And basically you're glitching out that middle third safety. You can tell he does get glitched out. And at that point, is your receiver better than that cornerback that's guarding him? That time we did, you know, get the better win. And so that's why we were able to win on that. Now, the good thing about if they try to play standard man coverage like this is that if you have your best receiver out there, normally they're going to get off press, which normally that route would run even more wide open. Now, if they run this style of coverage, it can still bomb it. It's the same principle as cover 3, and it's the same thing if they play double purples, which is why I'm not going to show that. So I'm only going to show, you know, with a 3 high, with the, middle third safety. That's the only reason I'm going to show that. Just to, you know, kind of simulate that it does beat it. In fact, it's just, can your person get the win? You can tell right there he is able to get the win somehow, but, you know, that's risky now. Just please be careful running that, because if your receiver does not get a win animation, just throw the ball away, live to fight another down, run the ball. You know, it's just, I don't really like it versus man coverage, but it definitely can have the potential to bomb it for a one-play touchdown if you have a great matchup. But that's all I want to talk about for man coverage. Now, the last things I want to talk about in this video is match coverage. So let's start off with cover 4 quarters. And I want to show you real quick what it looks like if we run the standard setup. So if we try to, you know, maybe we thought it was cover 3 or something, but it ended up being match coverage. I want to show you what it at least looks like, you know, so you can actually kind of understand why I say you don't want to run the setup versus match. So X is going to be your only read that's really open, but as you can tell right there, they just actually play it really, really well, and that's what you don't want, you know. So I'm gonna kind of go into replay really quick and just kind of explain it to you about why I say what I say. So the problem with this play is that if you have a good matchup with the tight end, yes, he can get open, but normally the user's going to be there no matter if he's playing on the 3-rec or whatever. Normally they're going to try to be there, but if they're getting sucked on play action, of course, then yeah, you can have that every time. Now the problem comes here. So they're man matching and they kind of like rub into each other, but they do a good job of passing off, and it normally is that way in the game too, unfortunately. And so a lot of times he's actually going to be in position to be able to take that play away. So that's why I don't like that common setup, because you really only have one read, and if the user somehow plays it, you're done, you know. So let me show you a better way to set that up. So versus match coverage, this is a setup I want you to use. So let me actually, I'm gonna pray I don't get hollered at so I can kind of show you, you know, the whole area of the field. So make sure you run this. If they're running match coverage, make sure you run this on like a 1st and 10, 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12. Why? Because we are going to be talking about a smart route in route. So we want to take triangle, put them on an in route. We want a smart route as in route to 10 yards, and we want to take R1 and put them on a swing route. Now that swing route is very, very important. Please make sure you do that, because what's going to happen is that R1 is going to pull down that quarter flat out there. So let me go and snap the ball, show you what I'm talking about. So what you're going to notice is triangle is going to be open. Now normally if circle doesn't get bumped all crazy, normally that's going to be open, and normally you can still have your tight end open. Now I'm gonna try to buy a lot of time in the pocket, and then excuse me, I'm gonna try to buy a lot of time in the pocket, and then I'm gonna go and replay, just kind of walk you through all the read progressions. So hopefully I can actually get time in the pocket. Let me just kind of buy some time. You can tell circle is gonna be coming open, but you always want to stop and set your feet. But I just wanted to kind of run around by time so I can actually walk you through, you know, all the read progressions in the replay, so I don't have to keep running this play 30 times. So what's cool about this play is that what you're really looking for is between circle and square, because they actually will be one-on-one, and sometimes you can actually get good animation to where they'll burn past them or something. But the user, if he's on the 3-rec, which most people will be, he has to guard this route. So the reason why is because this quarter flat is not going to match it, because he has a flat route that he has to match, and this 3-rec does not play it for whatever reason. They just don't play it. And what's going to happen is, you could tell, we have a wide open throw, so you can definitely pass lead this ball up, and you can get, you know, 30-40 yards depending on who your tight end is. So the user has to worry about that. So, and then what's going to happen here is that since it's a man match, this kind of acts like that crosser route that's, you know, really glitchy and trips, and you can actually throw a nice dot over. You can tell that's open. You want to throw that on the sideline. So right here, this time it's not open, but they always don't have position. It's just because this is Jerry Alexander, but they normally always don't have that good positioning like that. So I may just run it one more time, then after that we'll kind of talk about something else, you know. So I'm gonna spy these two, because I actually want to throw Stephon Diggs out there. So triangle in route, small route is in route. Take our arm, put him on a swing route, and that's all we're doing right there. So hopefully Stephon Diggs can get the win animation. No, he does not, but you can tell circle is definitely going to. So that's exactly how you want to make that read progression. Does square get the win? No. Okay, let me dump it to circle. If some reason both of those aren't open and none of the other ones are open, then just simply throw the ball away. And also, one thing you can do too, that I didn't mention, is that X a lot of times does get open. It just depends on the matchup. You can tell right there, that's kind of open, you know, but he does get double covered in a sense. So that's why we have all these one-on-one matchups, because they are doubling him for whatever the reason. Don't really understand the logic behind it, but that's not what's important. So let's go ahead and talk about cover 6 as the last thing, because this video is already really long. So with cover 6, there's actually 2 setups you can do. So you can actually do the original setup that I gave you, so circle on a streak and then triangle on a flat route if they're playing cover 6. And what's going to happen is square is going to be able to get wide open for one play touchdown, as long as that's the cover 2 side. As you can tell, for whatever reason, in cover 6 he will basically always get the win animation. So that's just something that you have to know. He will pretty much always get the win animation. So again, I'll show you one more time. See cover 6, nope, cover 4 quarter, excuse me. So cover 6 right here. So press, go and spy those 2 right there. Circle on the streak, triangle on the flat route, and then you can just snap the ball just like this. And like I said, for whatever reason, he's pretty much always going to get the win animation. Yes, I know he's lighting up, but he normally always still gets the win animation if that's your best player. So just wanted to make sure I did show you that. Now, I do want to show you last thing is that versus cover 6, you can still use the same setup that I gave you. Let me spy these 2 people just so I can have time. Then I want to go into replay, show you the read progressions, and then that will be the video. So it's going to be the same read progressions, because for whatever reason we see X is going to get wide open. But in cover 6, a lot of times you can actually have that throw right there for the 1-play touchdown, because like I said, for some reason in cover 6 they actually don't match the way they do versus cover 4 quarters, and that's what creates that potential 1-play touchdown. So just want to kind of walk you through. So what you're going to notice versus cover 6 is that we actually do not have this read right here, but that's fine. Why? Because we have a one-on-one. So if they run cover 6 with how they're supposed to with the auto align. Yeah, no, not auto align, base align, whichever one. I can't remember right now, but if they auto flip, excuse me. So if they don't have if they have auto flip on, then this is exactly how their cover 6 is going to look. And what's going to happen is that safety up here, he's going to match on his tight end, but he will never ever get there, obviously. So what, we'll have a wide open dot right here. Now this is like a man match, but we still have that since it's essentially man coverage and it's actually a man beating route. We can have this, and we can also have this over the top. So you can tell we just have a lot of options. So it's just way too much for the user to have to worry about. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I kind of apologize that I made it this long. I hope you found some value out of it. Sorry, it may be a little sloppy dealing with the cover 2, but I wanted to make sure I showed you guys that it can definitely get beat, you know, and if they play middle third, then just use the setups I gave you. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.